Exactly.
Kill
So then,
switch subject has been very heated, so I have an update for you from the House floor. Republicans have helped the Democrats preserve that kill switch that is going to be in your new vehicle starting in 2026. So I recently covered what was snuck inside the $1.2 trillion 1,100 page infrastructure bill. It's a proposal to have a lockout device to be installed in all new cars, and this is no joke. They've already passed this in the House and in the Senate, and I covered it before. You can check that out up here. But let's take a closer look at the infrastructure bill they jammed through. This is section 24220. You can write that down, 24220. I'll have links down below as well. This mandates installation of equipment to listen to in-car noises and conversations, monitor your eyes, which you're already doing, and kill switches to automatically turn off your car. Now, it states all new cars in the United States will be required to install these kill switches by 2026. We're already showing you 2025 cars on our channel, on our Car Coach Reports channel, and this is really, really scary because we're going to be seeing this coming very soon. And this section was passed allegedly to stop drunk drivers, which would make sense, but the law is very broad, and the concern is that it may lead to government abuse of privacy.
So you see, this is the type of shit.
The government wants more and more control over your.
This is the type of shit that freaks me out. Because it's like, if you take China as an example, they have control and they're listening and they're watching you everywhere. And this just makes me automatically think if something like this passes, because everything passes usually with good intentions. Like they bring it up, it's like, oh, we're going to prevent drunk driving. Sure, that's one thing. But why do you need to listen to the inside of the car? Why do you need to be able to shut it down completely? And what would happen in a situation like, hey, we just lived through COVID, where we had mandated curfews and stuff in certain places. What if the government is like, cool, we're going to be doing lockdowns again, and you cannot start your car? Not just leave your house, your car shut down. Like you don't have the ability to turn it on.
that's why I feel like, I don't know, all this shit is scary to me. Like, I feel like in like 20 years from now, we're gonna be living in like those movies where like everything looks like Japan and shit. Like it's all lights and it's mad. Like you can't do it. They see it. They see you everywhere at all times. They can hear everything. You can't do anything. And then like there's that one undercover group that's like underground trying to start a revolt and shit. Damn, what's it? You know the kind of movies I'm talking about. This is the,
Any
like,
post-apocalyptic movie, all of them.
Yeah, I feel like we're at the very beginning, like start of it.
Yeah.
And
And
this is what all this shit feels like to me. Like, is if all these things keep passing through, where like they have so much access to us, every single thing at all the time. They basically already have that now. So it's like,
yeah, and everything starts with good intentions. Like the Patriot Act back in the early 2000s, it was based on good intentions right after something crazy happened in the country.
I think it's labeled that, it's pushed out as that.
Correct. And normally it starts that way. The problem is that once it's implemented, it's available to whoever else comes into power into the future and is already there. So there's no way for you to know how this person may or may not use it moving forward. I think that's the part that we sometimes oversee. And I'm like, who agrees to this? Like, can somebody give me a legit argument, like a regular person, not a government official or somebody who works for the government, that can give me a good argument for why this makes sense?
Because even for drunk drivers, like they already have the thing that you could blow in. So it's like if they were like, oh, we want to make that more mandatory because so we can fully prevent that, then like I think that's more something that like, all right, even then people are still gonna complain, yo, I'm not trying to blow into my car every time I get into the car, boom, boom. But even that's really gonna prevent it. We being honest, that's
how
you could, if you blow it like the thing. I don't know. I never
the
got a DUI.
breathalyzer.
Yeah, the
Like,
breathalyzer. If you get a few of those or whatever.
Yeah. I'm waiting for this. But I'm like, how is this going to prevent people from driving drunk? Just being able to shut down their car. You're telling me like if you run into somebody you think is driving drunk, you're just going to stop their car if you're a cop or something?
No. I'm saying they shouldn't be able to do that. But if they were like, they really want to stop drunk driving, like, man, they breathalyzers in every car as opposed like how the seatbelt was like. You know, cars didn't have seatbelts at first, and then they got seatbelts.
No, but that goes against your rights. Like you literally have, like, one of the foundational rights is you have the freedom of movement. You can move freely.
Not drunk driving though.
I'm not saying drunk driving, but that's how. So you telling me you're going to put a breathalyzer on every single car?
Every car has a seatbelt. It
Sure.
seems crazy now because every car has a seatbelt for a long time, but cars didn't have seatbelts when they first came out. So it's like it's just gonna be something else that's gonna be added to the car, and we'll have to pay for it. They'll add it onto the value, whatever. I'm saying if you really want to stop drunk driving, I think putting a breathalyzer in every car is better than having access to be able to turn on and off my car at any time you want to do whatever you
I
want to
don't
my
think
car.
that's true.
That I would take that. I would take the breathalyzer over.
No, like I'm
the other
hearing that.
shit.
I don't want either one. I don't think any of them make sense.
You ain't voting for this though.
That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't
So-
vote for it. Period. That's what I'm like. If there's a way for me to protest this, trust me, I'm gonna find a way to protest.
All right, so what I'm saying is you're not voting for this. So if you had to pick one or two, because like
Neither, because I
You don't
think
get-
both of them are infringing on your rights, into your rights.
I think the what they're trying to pass or what they did pass is actually infringing on our rights. They shouldn't be able to listen.
Even
in
putting a
our cars
breathalyzer in the car is infringing on your life.
I don't think that it is.
Yes, it is.
In America, where it's illegal for you to drunk drive, I think that if that was to be passed,
But that
through,
means-
I wouldn't be
But so then you're
complaining.
telling me that if I'm driving, I'm being considered guilty of being drunk every time I get into my car, and I need a proof that I'm not drunk in order to start my car.
Nah. I think I don't. It's not that you are drunk. It's just to make sure that
Because it's the same
people
thing.
don't get drunk.
Same thing with a seatbelt. You don't have to put on your seatbelt.
But if you get into an accident and you fly out that,
Then you pay the
car-
repercussions. I understand that. And the
but
same.
at that point you pay the repercussions for your own body. But if you're drunk driving and you do something where you can't control your body, you hurt somebody else. Now you're putting other people's livelihoods and other stuff into account. I think it's a little different.
then that's different. I think that we do as a society. We keep enforcing the laws that already exist, and we keep encouraging people to not drink and drive. I don't
But
think
it's not working.
I don't think because a handful of people do what they do and drive drunk, because it's not most people. Most people don't drive drunk. We all need to be penalized. To me, that's the same argument of somebody saying, because some people go out and do dumb shit and with a gun, nobody should have the right to have a gun. To me, that's the same exact argument.
It's different.
It is.
Because when you're if you're drunk, it's different than you just being sober and having a gun. Like you can't have a weed license and a gun license because now you're impaired. So and you have a weapon. You get what I'm saying? So it's different.
that depends on the state. So that's
I'm
not a
talking
good
about the
argument.
state of Pennsylvania.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. But that's a different. But you don't need a license to have a gun in Pennsylvania.
It's having in the crib.
No, period. Pennsylvania is an open carry state. So if I carry my gun outside and it's visible, I don't need a license to carry.
I thought you needed some type of.
Nope, that's
So
for
then-
concealed carry, not for.
All right. Well, I learned something new today.
Like
I didn't
in
know that.
Philadelphia, you do need it, but only in the city because they have like extra laws inside But in Pennsylvania, the state
Ah.
is an open carry state. But that's what I'm saying. Like these are the types of law that because a few people do bad things, we're gonna impact all of the ones that don't do it, and I don't think that's right. I think you should build laws based on the majority and the exception. Then they can get penalized in any way that they need to be penalized if they commit whatever we think is the crime or the infraction or whatever the case might be.
All right. I just want to look up some drunk driving statistics. I just want to see because I like how many people kill themselves and other people. Like
I don't think drunk driving is good.
If is it like a top 5 thing? Because I think that there has to be some preventative measures for certain things that are like the number 1, 2, 3, whatever that are like the number 1 killers of American citizens. I think there
Like
should be some form of.
I think it's car accident. Like car accidents are up there in the list, like after like cardiac arrest and stuff like that. Car accidents play a big role, but I don't think.
13,000. I don't even think that's like a top 5 thing.
But I know it's a big number of people die by car accidents.
Yeah.
But I don't think most of it is drunk driving. It's just car accidents. It's like every time you're in a car, you're literally moving. I don't know how many tons of weight, depending on in a box that's moving at high speed. So I get it. I'm not saying drinking and driving is right or should be done, but I don't think that the way to solve it is we all have to suffer some form of consequence just so that a few don't do it.
All right. Let us know how you guys feel in the comment section about it. If I'm being like I agree with like your final like that their final statement that you said, like that we shouldn't all have to suffer for one or two people. I 100% agree with that. But I also, if I'm being honest, I'm not really against a breathalyzer.
But then how do you stop people from, like, somebody in a passenger seat blowing into it, you start the car?
Hey, bruh, that's the equivalent of me not putting a seatbelt on, bruh. It's life.
Then what is the point of even having it on?
So what's the point of even having seatbelts in a car?
That's what I'm saying.
Because for the people that want to use it.
Correct, but the breathalyzer thing is something that to me just gets in the way. I'm like,
because we don't care about other people, and that's our problem. If we cared about other people, and we was like, nah, bro, I don't know if I'm a little too drunk. Let me just make sure.
So maybe we just shouldn't sell alcohol based on that argument, and that prevents it 100%.
Nah,
because I could still
drink. I could drink and walk, and I ain't never. You know what I'm saying? I heard nobody drinking and walking.
I've seen people hurt people drinking and walking. I see too many people that they take 2 drinks and start fighting everyone.
All right. Well, I said
Now, I'm just saying.
I've seen mad drunk motherfuckers fight.
Like, you can make an argument for people hurting people when they're not. So
yeah.
I think we just got to get better at enforcing the laws that exist. And if you catch somebody drinking and driving, then yeah, they should be penalized to the highest extent. But I don't think these types of laws of, like, let's prevent everyone from doing it, that's just invading more and more in your privacy. And this is the kind of stuff that right now gets utilized maybe for good, but then it can be used like it is used in China, where maybe they stop giving you access to any car. So now you don't have the ability to use a car, or whatever the case might be. And you start losing privileges within society that really impede your ability to move around and get things done, or even participate in society. You can almost be exiled, for lack of a better term, from within.
Scary times.
That's where we're headed.
I don't know.